NDL. We are here live, first night of Make Your Case. Sorry for the delay. We are good. Everybody is in the room. Everybody is set. Everybody is ready to run their mouth. We have IROC, Boise State head coach, RB, Dame, Vic, UCLA, and Jay Bird, UNLV. How's everybody doing? IROC, you?
Doing well. Happy to be here. Appreciate a evening show for once. I got to duck out on lunch, so I like this. It's nice.
RB, good? How's the hotel?
Yeah, doing well. Hopefully, it's not my internet that is the reason things are a little choppy today for me. But no, life is good. Just ready for a nice little weekend.
Mr. Vic, how's Nico treating you?
It's good, man. Good. Good. Happy Friday, everybody. Glad to be off for the weekend.
Hubbard, last one in. What's up, bud?
Hey man, yeah, doing well. It's like these guys have said, it's Friday. We got the weekend. We got we're a few days away from the NDL starting up. We got the kickoff game day and stuff going on next week, and so just ready to get going and excited about this new show. And I think it'll be a lot of fun with this group.
Yes, it is. I appreciate you guys giving me your time. Uh, I am going to kind of give a rundown of how this is going to work. A lot of people, I'm sure most of us in our age remember around the horn. Basically, it's what this is. It's our version of that. So we're going to go 8 total topics. We'll do 5 with the 4 of you coaches, and then we'll slowly eliminate from there. I'll award points as we go. And hopefully, sorry if I'm sounding choppy to you guys. Let's see. Okay, so we will award points. The first topic of the night: who had the best fit in the draft? Who picked which coach picked the team that fits them better than anybody else? We'll start the timer. 5 seconds to you, IROC.
All right. Well, we're going to kick it off with some low hanging fruit here. Give me MJ Kemp out in Liberty, or I guess he goes as chosen one now, if I'm not mistaken. And there's some bias here. I'll admit that, but I know Kemp loves to run the ball. I could see him doing some nasty flex bone things here with all 3 of these rosters, or all 3 of these running backs on these rosters. He's got a redshirt freshman that you guys got to watch out, and there's no speed in the Conference USA. So he is going to run circles all around these guys out here in the Conference USA. So my pick, Liberty, MJ Kemp, match made in heaven. He's going to run that conference more than likely. Definitely his to lose.
Love it. And under time. Look at that. Extra points for being under time. RB, same question to you, sir.
Yeah, this may shock some people because there's been some beef here in the past between him and I, but there isn't anymore. We're on good terms. It's D. Kane at Nebraska. I think that team fits him really well. Gotten a chance to play him a few times. He's just taken really good care of the football. He's got great weapons. He doesn't quite have the speed he had at Arkansas last season, but I think in the Big Ten, when you look at his schedule, he's really got 2 or 3 games on there, and I think he's going to make some noise, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him sitting at the top of the conference, fighting for a shot at the conference championship game. So really like what D. Kane did there with Nebraska.
Love it. Good Nebraska. What a stand they got some heated receive. Vic, question on.
My choice here is CJG with Georgia. I love that he loves the running game, and he used the running game to its highest point with BYU. And Georgia is BYU times 10. So he's going to do well. I know people are trying to see if he's going to prove himself in the SEC. I feel like he's going to contend for the SEC title.
Oh, that's a bold prediction. Hubbard, last one.
All right, man, I'm feeling lucky because if I'm the fourth guy here, I got to hope that everybody doesn't take my pick. I'm going to go down. You guys are taking the high fruit, right? The high draft picks, and I get that. That's probably easy to say. I'm going down to pick number 74, and I may regret this, but I'm going to go with Brady at Cincinnati, and let me tell you why. You look at Brady's history; he averages 171 rushing yards per game over 94 games. The dude loves to run the football. He's going to Cincinnati. They have 3 offensive linemen over 83, including a 93 at the left guard. They've got 3 running backs over 80. He's in a great conference for offensive players. I'm going to go Brady at Cincinnati. I think he drafted the best fit for him, and I think he's going to have a good year at Cincinnati.
Bold, love it. Extra points for going so far down the board. We may at some point have on this show a question of whether or not Brady will do all his stats and all the things that can get him up the draft board. But for now, we'll go with how good the fit was. Hubbard win that round. 5 points. I rock 4. RB3. Vic 2. I'm sorry, Vic. It was too low hanging. It was too low hanging a fruit.
All right.
All right. So let me get moving on. We move to topic number 2. We're gonna go a little bit. This is where it's nice. Session in reverse of all the people that drafted this season. Who got the worst fit? Who picked the worst team for their play style? Same order. All right, please start us off, sir.
All right. Worst fit. I love this man, and I know we kind of talked about this pre-show, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Beer Cop at Michigan. I appreciate the ballsy pick, and it gives that YOLO pick. Like, I just want to get out here, run with the big boys. But as a former retirement community man, he left the retirement community and he just grew a pair. I don't get it, but I guess YOLO pick. I don't like the fit. It's probably going to be a miserable time for him. He should have stayed in his lane with us old folks and just kind of rode that out. So my pick there, Beer Cop with Michigan.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's a tough conference. A lot of expectations. RB, same question, sir.
Yeah, worst fit for me. He told me he was going to take this team the night before, and then we got close to his pick, and he didn't. He was like, "Hey, I'm taking this team tomorrow," and I said, "Don't take this team. Do not take Mississippi State. Texanol. Do not take Mississippi State." And he took him, and I think he's going to heavily regret it. I don't necessarily think it's a bad fit in terms of his play style. I just think it's a bad fit in terms of what he's trying to accomplish. And I think he wants to get back into the top 10, top 15, and kind of get to that 10-2 or maybe break through to the CFP. This is not a team that's going to help him do that unless he can get to a bowl game. But I look at that schedule and I just don't know if I see 6 wins on it. So I think that's the worst fit.
That's a tough place to go, right? There's so many big teams down there. Good call. Vic, on to you, sir.
All right. Love this coach. I got love for him, but I hated this pick. MC at Texas Tech. What were you thinking? You got national championship expectations. It's not going to happen at Texas Tech. Not at all. You may lose first round. It is not happening. I don't have no idea why you picked Texas Tech other than to have an easy regular season. But it's going to be easy regular season and early exit in the playoffs.
The heat from Vic. Hubbard.
Yeah, once again, I think there is some low-hanging fruit out here. I'm not going to take it. I was very, very adamant about this during the draft that I thought Lingus took the wrong pick, but I'm going to go somewhere further down the line again. I'm going to go with our guy, A.U. Chase. A.U. Chase has been at Arizona State for a couple of seasons now. and they are a throw it around, have fun offensive football team. And AU took the Iowa Hawkeyes, and that's the opposite of Arizona State. The quarterback is going to have a hard time throwing the football. He can run it there, but that's not what Chase has been doing at Arizona State. He's in a tough conference with a bad offense. I love Chase. I love watching Chase's games. I think as a former Iowa coach myself, I can tell you it's going to be a long year. Probably a mistake to take Iowa. I think that's probably why it's the worst fit for me.
Well, appreciate it, fellas. That was a good round. Some of you guys made up some ground. Vic is the winner of that round for me. Made up quite a bit of ground. We are now 8 points IROC, 8 points Hubbard, RB, and tied at 7. As we move into round 3. Round 3, who is you make your case right now. You got to go to the shop window and put your entire bankroll on this G6 team. Who's in the G6 as the G6 representative for playoff? IROC?
Don't be talking sharp money. Sharp money? Oh, man. I'm going to not take the bait since I've already used him and steer away from MJ Kemp. And I'm going to go with our boy Dave at UConn. All the man does is win. He has a solid conference. The guy regularly stacks 10 wins. Almost every season, he's right there, squeaking up the rankings toward the end. And he doesn't have a cupcake schedule. He's got some decent P4 players scheduled. He's got NC State, he's got Syracuse, and he's got Auburn down there in the last block, or no, second to last block. So yeah, give me Dave at UConn to be a surprise P6 or G6 contender this year.
Love, expect that.
Yeah, this may not be the best bet in terms of odds. If you're saying, hey, let's go with the safest pick, you're probably looking at someone like Chip or MJ Kemp, but I'm a gambler. I'm trying to make maximum profits here. And every year we always try to pick the best player in the G6 to represent that group in the playoff. I'm going to go off the board here and kind of down the line, and I'm going to go with San Diego State with Big Z. I feel like every year we have that first season back, he really goes deep. He went deep in the Cup a couple years ago with San Diego State. That conference is manageable. I know he's got a big game, some big rivalry games, but I'm going to go with the sleeper with Big Z. I'm trying to make some money here.
I love that. I bet you can get some good odds out too. Vic, what's that, sir?
Obviously, RB was thinking big. Sees I's a gambler, so I'm gonna go big. I'm going with our own Hubbard at UNLV to make the playoff. I feel like he got one challenge in his way, and that is it. And if he can overcome that coach and that challenge, then he can go undefeated and make the playoff.
That is the limit, but hey, the schedule sets up. Schedule sets up for Hubbard. Sir, you just talked. What do you have?
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I like the first two choices. The third one's not a good choice. The problem for MJ Kemp is he's got Devon in that conference now with Middle Tennessee. I don't necessarily like the pick of San Diego State because of the other teams in there, like Boise, like Washington State, and those guys. I'm going to go down to the Sun Belt. I'm looking at the teams in the conference. I'm going to go. I'm actually going to go to Marshall, and I'm going to take Mort. Mort has won with teams like Maryland, with Tech, some of those places, right? Tech didn't go great, but now he's in the Sun Belt. Mort can figure it out offensively. I like the way that conference sets up. He's got a tough matchup with C. Nasty and Georgia Southern. I think Mort can run the table in the Sun Belt and put himself in good position.
Good stuff, fellas. Good round. That round goes to Hubbard. I like. Not only did you have a pick, but you went after everybody else's pick. This is what we're here for. If it doesn't sound good, challenge it. Right? Current scores: IROC 11, RBN 12, Hubbard 13. 2 more topics to go before first nation. on to 4 early CFP candidates, and we're talking about. I mean, we know the big boys will be there, right? Give me somebody in the P4 that you think has a shot, who maybe everybody's talking about. We'll start with you, Ira.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out to the ACC for this one. I know he was talking. He already had some folks chirping at him when he made this pick. I'm gonna go with Wilds out of Florida State. He already came. We've seen what he's done with Iowa. Again, he's just a winner. He's been in the CFP before. I think. Pretty sure he's been in the CFP before. But I think if he can, maybe he doesn't beat Miami. He can get in there with one loss, 1 or 2 losses. I think the ACC is a real strong conference. So give me Florida State, give me Wilds. He's already had people chirping at him about the pick, and he had to remind folks in the draft chat. Remember, I've won 10 plus games with, and he listed off his team. So he kept his receipts. He's going to be out there with a chip on his shoulder. Keep an eye on Florida State.
I like it, and never underestimate a man with a story like he had for getting that team. That might be one of my favorite parts of the draft. Is his connection to getting that to Florida State. So that was awesome. RB,
Yeah, I'm going to go in the Big 12. I'm going to go with Coach Jared Allen. Had a great season last year with ULM. I think he was 10-0 and stumbled just his last 2 games, but he's a really good player. He's got a really good team. I think that fits him well here. He does have Kansas State and Texas Tech, but I think as long as he splits those 2 games, he gets one of those 2, he can find himself in the conference championship. And if you're an 11-win team in a conference championship, you got a shot. So I'm going to go with Houston to be that kind of surprise Power 4 team that breaks through to the playoffs this season.
Nice, good pick. And he staying at G up, right? Your turn, sir.
Every RB just took my pick low key, but I'm going to go with, and everybody's hating on this pick. Everybody hated on this pick except me. I know what he can do, and I think he can do it. I think Ole Miss got a shot at the playoff. Lingus has a shot at the playoff. I don't give a damn about the schedule. I don't give a damn about nothing. It's just my trust in him as a player with the speed that he has. Yeah, he can have a lack of non-defense or not playing defense, but being Ole Miss will make up for that. Give me Lingus, give me Ole Miss.
Bold prediction. Hubbard.
Yeah, Houston was my pick too originally, and so as I go back through, I'm actually going to stay. Yeah, thanks a lot, RB, for this. I'm actually going to go to the ACC, and I'm going to go to a guy who is new to the P4. He had a really good year last year in the MAC. His team is maybe on the fringe of being what we would say a top tier P4, but not really. I like Texaco T and SMU. And if you go to the schedule, if he wins a couple of early games, he's got Tech early at home. That's a tough game with MC. He's got Florida State, like you guys mentioned. He's got Louisville in the first 3 weeks. That's going to be a tough test. But then the schedule gets a lot easier until he plays RB in week 12. If he can come out of this 10-2, he can probably find himself in that ACC championship game. And I think a 10-2 ACC finalist probably gets in the playoff. I'm going to go with Texaco T and SMU.
Great round. Really good job. I like get pick stolen. Both Vic and Hub get their pick taken before them, but they recover. The end of that round scores are Vic 16, Hubbard 15, IROC 15, RB 13. We got a little making up to do. Last category before we get to the first elimination is which coach is most likely to be fired this season? IROC, on you, sir.
Well, that's easy money. I'm going to have to go with my boy, Sammy, Colorado. Shock the world, taking CU. And I think we all know he doesn't want to keep this team. He has a 7-win goal. He has to finish top 7 in the conference. Kind of doable. but he has a rivalry against Utah, and that's the only rivalry he has. So that's a big chunk of scoring there. And I think he might have an agenda to go 0-12, but not throwing the games. So it would not be surprising, and I think that's probably the safest bet is Sammy getting fired from Colorado.
And it might be the first time anyone that enjoy him fight.
Right.
On to you.
Yeah, kind of crazy. I had the best pick of last round and didn't win it. Stole two guys' picks, but that's okay. I'm going to go out with a bang here if I don't advance. I'm going to give the guy some bulletin board material, and I might regret it in like a week from now. But the coach who's getting fired this year is Penguin at LSU. There is no way he wins 10 games. He has an absolute brutal schedule. He is not who he was 2 seasons ago when he made that playoff run, and he hasn't been since. So I'm just going to say I think he's probably the guy who starts to take that step back and loses that team in the SEC and finds himself amongst the coaches like Rain and Patty and all those guys who couldn't make it happen on the highest stage last year in the back in the G6.
Oh,
Just like RB, I may regret this, but Shell is the one that's going to get fired, and that's going to be on either fired or on the hot seat to get fired. I can see him going 9-3, and 9-3 is not going to cut it with Oregon. And yes, if you're wondering, I play him. Yes, I do.
Jay Hubbard returns.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a guy that in the draft said he was taking this team so that he could get somebody else fired, and I think it's going to backfire. I met this guy at the convention. I love my guy CG, but the win goal is going to be too high. I don't like the schedule. He's got to play Ohio State. He's got to play USC. He's got to play Washington. He's got to play DK, Nebraska, Carr at Rutgers. My man CG at Indiana is going to be the one that gets fired as the highest pick getting fired. I just don't like I don't like the schedule. I don't like the win goal. I think he's probably the one that gets fired in that Big Ten. Sounds like we all think the Big Ten may be in trouble this year.
Yeah, it sounds like. I mean, it to happen, right? Turnover is big contests. Great roundless. They are at elimination number 1. I'll be honest, you guys. Heading into the round, RB was going. RB went to the hotel hot tub, soak his wounds, and he came with the heat and bypassed me. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for coming on your opinion. Hope you come back, but that is it for this episode. Scores now.
Pleasure, guys.
Sorry. Scores now. B 18, Vic 18, Hubbard 18. We head into the next set fully tied. And we get to the next. This is bounce. We go off the board. Each have 4 seconds. Tell me what is the grade. No sitting. No, kind of like one greatest movie ever made. To start.
Yeah, this is just purely opinion based. Best movie ever made, in my opinion, and this is also one of my favorite movies, is Ocean's 11. I talked about gambling earlier. Can't help myself. I love Las Vegas. I'm going there in a couple of weeks. It's got everything. It's got Matt Damon, George Clooney, Brad Pitt. I mean, come on. That's just an absolutely stacked lineup. The plot, the story, the humor. It's just one of the best movies ever made. And don't forget Prime Julia Roberts. I mean, come on. One of the best movies out there.
Your turn, sir.
Hey, since this is opinion based, I'm gonna give my favorite movie of all time, Friday, the most quotable movie ever. It's literally the most quotable movie ever. You rarely get any person that don't know any line from that movie. So I'm going with Friday.
And to you, Hubbard.
Okay, this one's easy. These guys have already lost. The best movie of all time? Not even close, man. It's Step Brothers with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Let me tell you why. How many lines have come from that movie? Did we just become best friends? What are you going to answer me with? Yep. Boats and Hoes, the Catalina freaking wine mixer, right? You can watch that movie if it's on TV tonight and you flip through the channels, you're going to stop and watch it. And it's the craziest movie ever. It has all these things, but you can relate to it. Annoying siblings, family dinners, parents, all those things that bother you. It's the best movie of all time. You got two great actors in it. You got all the side characters that are great. Cultural impact. Step Brothers is the best movie of all time.
This was a difficult, this was a really difficult one. It was difficult. I'll tell you the score again, and I'll not forget. There is a rebuttal here. Whoever finishes with the lowest in this round, 20 seconds to try to rebuttal and work way back. And as it goes, that round goes to Hub narrowly. Vic. Hubbard is 23 points. Vic is 22. Because Vic, you were right. Hey, Fry's incredible, but it's not even the funny of its own 3 sets of movies. Because the second one is funnier, but the first one's a better movie, right? RB, I'm sorry, it didn't start. So RB, I'm gonna set the timer. You have 20 seconds to rebuttal, and that's why you should not be eliminated. Go.
Yeah, I mean, we're guys, right? Guys being dudes. Like, what is cooler than a heist? A bank heist, or sorry, a casino heist. Like, that is one of the most badass things as a dude. Is like, we love casinos, we love gambling. Oh, there's action, there's comedy, there's drama, right? There's a story behind it, him trying to get his girl back. There's the love story behind it. I mean, I don't know. It's one of the best movies. It's a casino heist in Las Vegas before the technology world took us over. I just think it's one of the best movies of all time.
Timer is, I'm sorry to say, RB, your time here in this episode is done. We appreciate you taking the time out so much, and hopefully you will be back. Have a good night. And as we move to the final round, Hubbard 23 points, Vic 22 points. It's off. You guys have 2 final questions. The winner of the round gets a minute to say whatever they would like to say. So we will go to Hubbard to start us off on this one. See the most points. Which conference puts most teams into CFP season?
Oh, I get to go first here. Perfect. I can't do any. I mean, I don't have a choice here. I have to go with my conference as the commissioner, the SEC. I think we get Georgia in. I don't care what RB says. LSU's getting in. I think by the time it's said and done, Alabama gets in and Texas gets in. I think we get at least 4. I think that Tennessee, Oklahoma, A&M could knock on the door, but we get at least 4. The SEC owns the NDL and they own the CFP this year.
Vic, your opinion.
I'm going with the conference I'm in, the conference of champions, baby, the Big Ten. Forget what you said about Indiana. They making the playoff. We got Ohio State making the playoff. Even at 9-3, Oregon can potentially make the playoff. You got Washington could potentially make the playoff. You got Nebraska that can potentially make the playoff. I can see 4 or 5 teams from the Big Ten making the playoff.
All right, we're going to move on to the next round. We are tied 25-5 after that question. we're gonna go to. We're gonna finish off with. You start us off on this question. Jiggy and DK. This is the field. All the rest of sharp money you won on the 6 candidate, you put it all on the table. You take anybody else in NDL or one of G and DK. Go ahead, Vic.
I'm taking Jiggy or D Kennedy. Simple as that. Two best players in the game. I don't think nobody can stop them. Even if they do stop them once, they're not going to stop them in a rematch in the playoff when it counts the most. We've seen that time and time again. No matter if it was Jiggy at Kansas, Jiggy at Texas. No matter if it was D. Kennedy at Alabama, D. Kennedy at Ohio State. Those two answer the bell time and time again.
Same question to you.
No, that's too easy. I'm going with the field, and I can give you two names. I'll give you two names that I think are going to do it. Give me, first off, think about Tutty, who should have beaten Jiggy twice last year. He didn't get it done, granted. Tutty was close. He's at Alabama still. And then CJG at Georgia. As a matter of fact, those two are. I'm so confident that I would tell you that you want to give me Jiggy or D. Kennedy or CJG and Tutty. It's almost a coin flip for me. I'm taking the field, and I'm telling you those guys.
Love it. Fellas, have a winner. Narrow margin. But I do like the field this year. I think Hubbard picked the right side of this argument. So, Jay Hubbard, you are going to take the crown in the very first episode of Make Your Case. Vic, we appreciate you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us. Hope you'll be back. I appreciated your appearance.
I shall return.
Hubbard, I'm set the clock. You have 1 minute. Finish us off. Whatever you have to say, the floor is yours, sir.
1 minute. Well, first off, let me say, if you remember Woody Page, he got his start on Around the Horn on ESPN. This is the start of my empire. Woody Page has turned into one of the most famous guys in media. Secondly, it was an honor to be on the first one with some great guys. RB, Rock, Vic, great personalities in NDL. Love all three of them. But let me just tell you this. I'm going to double down. Vic's going to be fired up about this. I've been apologizing a little bit for saying in the draft that I was going to UNLV and winning a conference championship. Forget that. I'm going to UNLV. I'm going to the Mountain West. I'm going to win it. I don't know if what Vic said is true. I don't know that I'm going to go in there and go to the CFP, but I'll tell you one thing. You're going to have to talk about UNLV. I listened to the outliers. You guys can kiss my ass for one reason. When you said that top 5, I wasn't in there. That's going to change. It's going to change quick. I feel sorry for the first group. UNLV wins the Mountain West, and we damn sure might be in the CFP, but that's what's happening.
Great. Awesome stuff, man. I appreciate all you guys for joining us. I appreciate everybody that listened. I'm sorry there were some issues. I know we made. There's some we got to work out. It was episode 1. Thing go off completely out of hit, but everyone brought the heat, and I really appreciate it. We will see you guys next time on the next episode of Your Case. Thank you.